Hey everybody, it's Goots' Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Ray Goots. Today is Halloween Havoc 90, and check out what I'm wearing, brother. You like this shirt?
Yeah, that actually looks like I always like that Nasty Boys design, the black against
Out of
the
nowhere, the only thing I
what?
don't like is the WWE logo, but out of nowhere in 2018, they put this out, WWE, which was very weird because it's not like they were like doing anything with the Nasty Boys back then, but I grabbed it, and this is when I was still like overweight, right? Can I just tell you something about the Nasty Boys shirt? No
Yeah,
matter how in shape you are, no matter how much weight you lose, if you put this shirt on, you're automatically fat.
yeah, it kind of. I will say though, I love that design,
I
right?
love
I
it.
love,
It's a great shirt.
yeah,
I don't care looking fat in this shirt. And this
yeah.
is like the most authentic version of it I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
you can't dry it,
What do you mean dry it?
like dry it and then like wash and dry it in strength.
Yeah, I even shrunk it's like, well, I also bought extra large back then because I had a Belle Wille, like Deanna Perrazzo. But
Yeah.
but before we get into the Nasty Boys and Halloween Havoc 90, what a week that wrestling fans have had. First off, let's get into the sad news. Bray Wyatt passed away Friday. If you heard the last episode, we recorded that on a Monday night. No, we recorded that on a Wednesday. Terry Funky just died when we recorded it. And
Mm.
talk about Bray Wyatt's passing. If you listen to the Goots Wrestling Pod during the pandemic, we probably said some weird, some mean shit about him. Some of his segments weren't always that good. But overall, what are your thoughts on Bray Wyatt now that his life is over and you killed him? What do you think of him?
Um, Dude, I feel bad. He was 36 years old. That's very young, and he leaves behind a family,
Mm-hmm.
very young children. So it's very sad. Whether or not you were a fan of how weird the Fiend and all that stuff got, you have to admit the man had talent. The idea of Bray Wyatt
Mm-hmm.
was his idea, and it went well until he got to the main roster and they fucked it up. And he tried his best to get it
I
going,
think
but
I
he
think
fucked it up.
Vince was always the reason why that thing would go haywire.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Because
The stuff he did with the Firefly Funhouse and stuff,
mm,
he I don't think he would have ever done that if Junior did not fuck it up to begin with. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
minute it went wrong was I don't know if you remember this Raw, but there was a Raw where Seth Rollins just walks into the Firefly Funhouse, just beats him up. Like so, you kind of had the suspension belief that he was somewhere far away, fucking with everyone, right?
Yeah.
And then you just find out that he's just backstage. Like Seth
I
Rollins,
remember this. I remember this now.
I
Yeah.
think he also lit. I think Seth also lights it on fire, and to me, it was like, but you know what though? Listen, do you remember you said like you had like there was someone's kid loved the Alexa Bliss shit with Bray Wyatt?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend who, well, they're not that young anymore, but at the time when they were young, they actually found the Fiend scary. Like they were scared of it, and they loved the thing that was happening with Alexa Bliss when she was in that weird, she's turning evil or whatever the hell that she was doing. They loved it. Kids love that shit, dude.
I think this entire run, everything he did, even the last run, especially. Have you seen LA Knight's promo, by the way?
On Friday
Yeah.
about him, no, I did not.
Oh, dude, I wish you watched it for the podcast. It's one of the best tribute show. So he both pays tribute to Bray Wyatt and continues a feud with The Miz, and it's one of the best. Like, we're gonna do a tribute show, but also I'm gonna keep my storyline going. It's probably I don't think there's a lot of people who could have done that right. You know what I'm saying? Like it balances because I think a lot of wrestlers would have seen it would have came across as insensitive to jump into the storyline, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
way he ties in his sadness over Bray dying and their feud and like what he's gonna do to the Miz, I'm like, you know how I said like I don't think they're gonna push him.
LA Knight.
Yeah, I said they don't believe in him. If
Mm-hmm.
they don't believe in him now, nothing's gonna make them believe in him. Like that was how good this promo was. I don't think Austin or The Rock could have done what he did on Friday because it's a
Really, I'm gonna have to check that out. It's most likely on online right now. I'm gonna check it out now.
because I think that they would have not known how to like be sincere about whoever died.
Yeah.
They would have like right away transitioned to the character so hard that it would have come across as insensitive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes from himself to his character I just thought it was like if I was him, like if they don't give me the belt now, they're never gonna give me the belt. Like I did everything I could.
Yeah, I have to check this out. I think LA Knight's super talented. I always knew that even back when I first really saw him in Impact Wrestling, Eli Drake.
Yeah.
I thought he was super talented. He was a champion, I believe, in Impact.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. And he got fired because he had the
He
four.
wouldn't lose to Tessa Blanchard, which looking
Exactly.
back,
He knew.
brilliant.
Yeah, he knew. But he knew before everyone else knew. At the end of the day, if you think about it,
Probably was screaming the N-word in the back, and he's like, "I'm not losing to her." Fire.
Yeah. That was probably happening. He probably heard her scream the N-word, and he was like, "You know, I can't lose to this girl."
You know what? I'm gonna go work for Billy Corgan. Fuck it.
Yeah. Even in NWA, he was interesting.
I remember.
Yeah.
Remember he left NWA. I was like, wow, that's a big loss. When he showed up on NXT without, they didn't even say he got signed. He just showed up.
NWA, man, they have like, even now, they've got like they get people that they could actually do stuff with. By the way, we're speaking about NWA. Another big monumentous thing happened over the weekend. Tyrus is finally retiring. He lost.
End of an era.
End of an era.
By the way, if the podcast, if this keeps going, we're eventually going to cover NWA 75 both nights and all in.
Well, a lot of the NWA the early podcast, pay-per-views they were actually pretty good. They're very long, but they're not bad.
I remember I only ordered one NWA pay-per-view. It was called Back from the Attack. This was during the pandemic. We were covering everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Tyrus. That was like Tyrus's first appearance, and his match was so bad. And this was 2021. I can't believe that Billy Corgan invested money in this and saw that match in 2021. It was like, I gotta base the company around him, and sent away Nick Aldis and sent away Ricky Starks. I'm constantly blown away. Like I never ordered another one again. There's got to be a way to watch them all. I'm sure there will be by the time we get up to them. But we have so many years until we get up to that, until that's a problem that we have, that we're going to review all the NWA pay-per-views. Yeah. But we are going
to. They start early, like way like.
Yeah, there's one right after All In 2018. Yeah, no, we're going to.
And they're pretty good. Dexter Lumis. The first time I saw that gimmick was in an NWA pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So
and then he went back to NWA before Triple H brought him back.
He did, yeah. So I'm not against watching those pay-per-views.
So listen, Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. A big loss to the wrestling community. However, let me just tell you something. I think Bray Wyatt's death is going to be pretty big, especially for like younger people. I think like if you were 10 in 2013 and you're like 20 now, that's like your childhood, and it's like. I think, like a lot of fans, he's going to have a lot of reverence. I think it's going to wind up being a bigger deal than we think, because we're old. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. No, you're right. I agree.
But it's different for some of these younger people. But it was quickly overshadowed. This poor guy's death, because CM Punk had more drama. He got into a backstage fight with Jack Perry. Jungle Boy. He got stranded at the airport. It's real glass. Cry Me a River. Dude, I just think so right before we went on I'm waiting for Andrew to log in, and I put back on the Brawl In press conference. CM Punk is one of the most entertaining people in wrestling history. I don't give a fuck. And I'll say his name. I don't care. Josh Alba reacts to him like he's his like fucking shitty coworker. People have this reaction to him like he's in their life. This guy's not in my life. This guy could like be yelling at AJ Lee all day. I don't have to hear it. All right. I am entertained by this guy. I just think he's so fucking funny and interesting. Everything he does, it's like Josh said, can we just focus on AEW, not this drama? I go, the storylines suck. This is the best storyline they have. This is literally Austin versus McMahon 2. This CM Punk shit. It might even be better if they tap into it on the show. He's so fucking funny and interesting. Your thoughts on the drama this weekend in CM Punk?
First off, I gotta start off by saying I am not a fan of CM Punk.
Mhm.
I don't think he's that good of a wrestler. I don't think he's a good human
He's not that good of a
being.
wrestler, but he's kind of like Roddy
No, he's
Piper.
not that good. He's really not that good in the ring. He
But
never really was that good.
but he's kind of like Roddy Piper, where it's more the personality.
Yeah, yeah, and everyone thinks he's a good wrestler because of his personality.
Mhm.
I also think he's a shitty human being. He's probably an asshole. He's self-centered. He's arrogant.
Yeah,
But with that being said, I will say I never want this fucking guy to change. He is so entertaining.
he is.
He is someone like him with his personality, his problems, his anger issues, his paranoia issues, his just like his issues of being an asshole and not he's like someone like that cannot work in any other industry but the wrestling industry. You
Yeah.
know,
Or he
like
could do podcasts. He could probably work in stand-up comedy if he wanted to.
yeah, actually, you're right. He probably could. He probably could. This guy, I did not watch All In. I don't think I need to. But this is
If
the
we get to
best
it, we
thing that
are. If we get to it, we are one day.
when we're 55, probably. But
I got
yeah,
nothing better to do, so
I agree. This is like the best. This has been so entertaining. If you might say like, oh, I hate this, but I guarantee you were talking about this for the past
every
few days. You cannot say you were not entertained by this. So whether you liked it or not, if you talked about it, if you discussed it, if you had a take on it, you were entertained by it. That's the whole. That's the truth, really.
that's the art truth.
That's the art truth.
No, dude, it's like, would I want to work with this guy one-on-one on a project where we're locked in a room and write a script together or something, or like
Absolutely,
go on a comedy tour, me and him? No, no,
no,
it's gonna be awful.
absolutely not.
I don't. That's not going to happen. All right, for me, I don't think there's no point in my life where I'm going to be stuck alone working with CM Punk. So I don't care how he acts backstage. I don't understand why people get upset if a wrestler is a dick backstage. Okay, let me tell you something. You want to be upset? Ric Flair called Teddy Long the N word.
Yeah,
Everyone should be like, we should never say that he's a great guy. So if you're gonna get upset that fucking CM Punk put Jack Perry in a headlock, get upset at Ric Flair calling Teddy Long the N-word. Get upset about like Rick Rude threatening to kill Ultimate Warrior if he doesn't go sign a Make-A-Wish. Because wrestlers get physical a lot. It's a different world. I don't think CM Punk should have attacked him. I think they should have worked it out. But at the
yeah.
same time, I think between the airport incident, by the way, there's evidence that Jeff Jarrett and Jim Ross had limos pick them up and drive them around. Of course, Jeff
Wait,
Jarrett.
okay. So that's actually a good point you brought up. I've been reading because like one of the huge things coming out, one of the controversies coming out of this was that CM Punk nobody picked him up from the airport, right,
Yeah.
to the venue. But then I read that all of the wrestlers did not get picked up at all, so it was not a singling out thing. But now you're telling me Jim Ross and Jeff Jarrett got picked up?
Yep.
Is it because those two are like, I guess, veterans?
Well, it's because Jeff Jarrett knows how to play Tony Khan and CM Punk doesn't.
Probably, yeah.
This is, by the way, this whole year has proven to me that Jeff Jarrett knows a sucker when he sees one, because he's gotten on every show. He's gotten picked up at the airport. He's gotten pay-per-view matches, and he's got the AEW fans convinced that he's good. He's never been good. All right, I don't care what anyone says. Is he good for his age? Sure. That doesn't mean he should be on my TV. You know who's also not that bad for their age, considering Tommy Dreamer. Do I want Tommy Dreamer on my TV? Absolutely not. I never want to see him again. But
I would actually say Tommy Dreamer is bad for his age.
I would say he's good for his. He's average for his age. I mean, he's bad. I mean, Sting is better than him.
Dude, Jeff Jarrett wrestles circles around Tommy Dreamer.
He does, but I would still say Tommy Dreamer's, when you consider everything that Tommy Dreamer put himself through. Jeff Jarrett didn't like go through like 90 tables a night.
Well, no, but that's why Tommy Dreamer is not good at his age right now.
But I'm saying that he's good for what he put himself through.
To each their own, I guess.
I don't think he's good. Okay.
I think he's terrible right now.
Okay,
terrible.
you know what? Tommy Dreamer should just go away. I mean, not even like retire. I mean, just vanish. I want his family should never know where he is. Let's forget about Tommy Dreamer. Whole point is Jeff Jarrett shouldn't be on TV. All right,
Forget about coming through.
he should not be on TV. But my whole thing is the fact that he got a car service, and no, what I think is what's happening is that, and I've seen this like a comedy. I used to see this Creek in the Cave. The comic got that place used to be very clicky. The comic got passed that the clique of comics in there didn't like. They would do microaggressive things to chase that comic out, right? And there's certain people that if you poke the right way, they're going to react, right?
Of course.
Yeah. We know some comics like that.
Mm-hmm. One
I'm really good friends with. I'm not going to poke him. Like, okay, I'll just Ryan. There's certain things you say to Ryan, he's going to react. But you don't say that. He's our friend. But if like 9 people decided we want to get Ryan riled up, there's 9 different things they could say to him. And then look how crazy Ryan's getting, right? Or someone. So like, I think that's the case with CM Punk, is that they're all doing things. He's not getting picked up at the airport. This guy's saying something on camera. This guy's doing it. And there's probably other stuff that we don't know about that is pushing his buttons. And the key is not to let your buttons get pushed. But also, if CM Punk is like, hey, these people are doing this deliberately to fuck me, and Tony Khan's not doing anything about it, I can see why CM Punk would have exploded at all in and been like, what the fuck are you doing, Tony? Let's get a handle on this.
I also think
or I don't want to be here.
Is probably the kind of leader who would not do anything about something like this. Mm-hmm. If one of his employees came and said they're fucking with me, I don't think Tony Khan has the balls to do anything about it.
Well, the perfect example is the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa situation.
Exactly.
Britt Baker feels comfortable just doing this vague shit talking of Thunder Rosa all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But no, CM Punk, dude, if they put this on TV, like if tonight, we're recording this on Wednesday at 6:15, they're not going to do this. But if tonight the show started with CM Punk just walking out being like, fuck the Elite, fuck Hangman Page, fuck Jack, fuck Tony Khan, this is my company now, I'm unifying the title, and like he just hits the GTS on MJF's mom. And what?
No, keep going.
And he's like, Sunday, me and MJF are gonna unify the belt, you fucking Jew. I think that would send ratings through the roof. Through the fucking roof. I think people would be going nuts, and I think it would mean more money and more opportunities for everyone in AEW. Okay? I think if CM Punk, if they brought all this on TV, whether you want to make CM Punk the babyface or the heel, if everyone's willing to work together, it would. I just think the money that everyone would make and how everyone would be elevated, just like they were elevated in the Attitude Era, would be it would just be like, dude, it would just be that's it. Now you have a chance to beat Vince. Now you have a chance. They just won't fucking do it because they're fucking idiots.
I concur. Well, no. It's really one person's an idiot. Tony Khan, because it doesn't matter if the wrestlers don't want to do it. You go, I'm the boss, I'm paying your check. You do it. If you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm gonna send you home, and you're whatever.
You have all the elements. You have all the. I am so invested in all the backstage stuff that's not on the screen. And then we're gonna turn on Dynamite tonight, and it's gonna be Orange Cassidy wrestling for 20 minutes against New Japan.
No, wait. It's Orange Cassidy versus Penta, isn't it?
Tonight?
I think so.
Yeah, and these guys are gonna like almost break their neck 97 times, and none of that is gonna get me to give Tony Khan money. Like if CM Punk came out and said, "Hangman Page, you should suck my fucking dick." That will get me all the money. I will give Tony Khan all my money. I will buy T-shirts, action figures. But they won't do it. Instead, Penta will probably fucking be in a wheelchair for shit that nobody cares about.
He's hardcore.
Yeah, I listen. But I'm just saying, it's like, dude, you have it. You have everyone go in the ring. You have an incredible storyline ready to go. You have a once in a lifetime guy on the mic. Listen, CM Punk and Kenny Omega doesn't have to be a 5-star match. It can be a 3-star match. People are still going to be on their feet.
Yeah. Of course.
People are going to be going nuts. Hangman Page.
Absolutely, dude.
Punk too, MJF Punk, Jungle Jack Punk. There's so many matches now you can do, and
That's why some people were thinking that this was a work.
it's not a
They
work.
were
That's
like,
the sad part.
because somebody was saying the theory that I had heard. Somebody was said to me was this. All right, Jack Perry loses the FTR title at All In. What's next for him? Is he going to go back to feuding with Hook? They were like, I was like, I guess not. And he goes, yeah. So you do this so that there's a logical reason why these guys start feuding now, and then you use it to help elevate Jack Perry, and that's what they were saying. And I was like, that's a good theory. That could be, But you're right. There's Punk is such a volatile personality that there's so many feuds and storylines you could get him involved in. You could see a CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston too. That would draw,
So
CM
much.
Punk versus Joey Janela, I would watch because I know that they don't like.
You would watch. I don't know how they would make that a
Oh,
story.
because supposedly they don't like each other either.
Well, you know what? CM Punk,
who likes CM Punk?
House of Black, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Danhausen. Apparently Miro likes him. Mark Henry, Big Show. Kofi Kingston did like him. I don't know if they still do.
I think they do because he dropped Kofi's name, like in one of the promos about how he's like the second Kings. He called Eddie Kingston the second Kingston.
Okay. So then maybe they're still homies.
Yeah, probably not close friends, but like yeah.
Harley Race liked him. He's dead. Mm-hmm. Terry Funk liked him. He's dead. Who liked him? He turned on Hornswoggle.
He did turn on Hornswoggle.
AJ Styles doesn't like him.
AJ Styles doesn't like him. Seth Rollins doesn't like him. Yeah.
I don't really care about Seth Rollins. Lita doesn't like him.
Yeah, a lot of people just do not like CM Punk.
Phoenix doesn't like him.
There's people who defend him, saying that what's happening is someone else's fault.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure.
I don't need to be his friend. I just want to watch him on my TV. It sucks that you guys don't get along. Talking about the Young Bucks. Get the fuck over it, because you don't have a tenth of his talent on the mic or to gather interest, and get the fuck over it. Like, just make money. The thing about it is, I think the Bucks, somebody else had a good, because everyone's on guaranteed money now. It doesn't matter if the houses are packed. It doesn't matter if all of a sudden the ratings go up. The Bucks are going to. So in like people like the Bucks and Omega's mind, why am I going to work with some asshole? If my money is not going to change, right?
Exactly. Of course, that's why they're not working with them. Yeah.
But I think it will change, because I think more people buy. If people are more invested in the storylines, I think more T-shirts are sold, more action figures are sold. There's more opportunities for everyone.
This kind of supports my original theory that Tony Khan is not in this business to make money. He does not really care about making a lot of money. He's already got all the money in the world. He just wants to play with his action figures, so to speak.
Oh, but speaking of action figures, I have a $5 off coupon at GameStop, and they have the Chris Jericho old AEW rookie figure from when he just started wrestling. Should I grab that for $5?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like the one where he's like wearing like yellow tights and stuff. Mm-hmm. If you're asking me, I would say no.
Not even for $5.
But you could put those $5 to something else, can't you?
No, I know, but I have like some class. I don't have a Jericho figure in my collection, my classic wrestler. So I was gonna open it and put him like next to like Warrior and Hogan.
If you want to get it,
it's the only AEW figure I like. So maybe I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna go to the past for Halloween Havoc 1990. It's almost like we have a spooky pay-per-view, almost in tribute to our full-on spooky wrestler, Bray Wyatt. This is edited, so we're not really seeing the show proper. But I would say what we saw, except for one big example, was pretty good.
So can I ask you about this?
Yeah.
If you're watching Halloween Havoc on Peacock, there's only 6 matches. Mm-hmm. However, the actual pay-per-view had 10 matches, so they're missing 4 matches.
I'm gonna look up these
Two of
4
them
matches.
are a lot of these are singles matches. Is there any way someone can actually see all these matches, Ray?
I think if somebody
Is it anywhere to see it, like actual see it? If you're
if somebody recorded off pay-per-view and gives it to you, that's I think the only way. It's the VHS copy where the matches are edited. So these are the matches edited though, and I don't really. Oh, those are the dark matches. So the edited matches are Terry Taylor versus Bill Irwin. I don't care, and that's a 12-minute fucking match. Brad Armstrong versus J.W. Storm. I don't care. The Master Blasters, which actually is Kevin Nash, who could have defeat the Southern Boys. I don't care. And Junkyard Dog versus Moondog Rex. So, like, what did we really lose?
Yeah, but it's like one of those things. Like it's like wow, it's it's so like there's value because it's so rare in the sense that
Yeah, I mean, if
I has access to watch these matches.
if somebody handed me a DVD and said this is the original edit of Halloween Havoc 90, I would take it. But I'm not like,
but right now nobody can see it. Nobody can see these matches.
No. I maybe the matches are on YouTube. Like
I'm looking right now. By the way, I'm looking right now.
Are any of those matches on YouTube?
No, I can't find it. I'm gonna try to do it like actually.
I'm gonna put JYD versus Moondog Halloween Havoc. Let's see if we can find that match. Everybody loves JYD.
Yeah.
But I think it makes this show a lot better.
Yeah, it's easier to watch. It is definitely easier to watch.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my God! Someone did post it. Holy crap! If you do the Junkyard Dog versus Moondog Rex, someone did post it.
Okay, so you can watch them if you want. I mean, but like, oh yeah, so you can watch it if you want.
Oh shoot! Junkyard Dog came out with a mask on. Oh, I'm gonna watch this match later. This looks like a terrible match, but the fact that
I bet you the other 4 matches are also on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, the fact that they're not on Peacock, but the fact that you can watch some of these matches is kind of cool. Like,
I think the show would have went from it was pretty good to with those 4 matches. Yeah. I can't see those 4 matches making the show better.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Yeah. But I will say, if you're watching this on Peacock, it's an easy 2-hour show to watch. You want to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it because we're gonna have a lot to say and not too many criticisms though. I thought I'd have more. So
yeah. So Halloween Havoc, Terror Rules the Ring, taking place October 27th, 1990 in Chicago, Illinois.
CM Punk was there trying to fight Luke Perry.
Yeah. They were during this whole pay-per-view, people were chanting for CM Punk because he wasn't on the show. They say there's 8,000 people in the attendance. This whole week, AEW's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Including Dynamite this week. Do you think the Boo Birds are going to be out tonight?
The who?
Like, people are being like, just take over. They're going to be chanting CM Punk the whole time.
I don't think people care like that anymore for him.
In Chicago, even in Chicago?
I don't know. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so. For some reason, I don't think so.
Okay. We'll see. Anyway, this show starts off with a haunted mansion graphic, right? And you get like this ominous music and you get these ghost images of the stars of WCW. I was like, first thing I'm like, did these guys die? Why are they making them look like ghosts? But anyway, that's the intro, and we get Jim Ross dressed up as a gangster, which is like one of the most boring costumes you can pick. And Paul Heyman dressed as a vampire. They're going to be the commentators. What happened to Bob Caudle?
Dude, you really want to hear Bob Caudle again for another show?
I don't. You know what? I did not mind him. Him really? And JR were okay. Yeah, they weren't bad. He was no.
I like Heyman with JR.
I did like Heyman with JR better, but I can't say Bob Caudle was bad. He was pretty good. I thought he was good. I guess because he's old looking, they had to get rid of him. But anyway, everybody's dressed up, and yes, the commentary team is Jim Ross with Paul E. Dangerously, Paul Heyman. Tony Schiavone, he's going to be like the reporter, and he's dressed up like the Phantom. And he is with Ricky Morton He's got his hair tied back. I thought it was a haircut at first. And Ricky Morton, Wildfire, Tommy Rich, and they cut a promo on Bad Street. They're saying Bad Street's going to be bad construction for beating up my good friend, Robert Gibson. We're going to go right into our first match. Tommy Rich versus Ricky Morton versus the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette. Any thoughts on those Halloween costumes first before we get into this first match?
No, I'm glad they put the effort in though, because sometimes
it's fun, right?
In the future they don't put effort in like that, and it's just like, why is this called Halloween Havoc? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they put in a little bit
That's
of effort.
That's a good point. If it's called Halloween Havoc, you should dress up, right? That's a good point.
Yeah, the announcer should wear. I like the fact that the announcers are dressed up. I think it adds to it.
Yeah, it's like when Jesse Ventura dressed up like a pilgrim on Thanksgiving and stuff like that for the Survivor Series. Yeah,
that was the best.
Yeah, you excited for this first match?
I mean, I'd be more excited if it was the real Rock and Roll Express, but it was pretty good for Wildfire Tommy Rich. I mean, he didn't blow anybody.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what's happening to Robert Gibson during this match, the commentators actually go over why Robert Gibson is not there. Paul Heyman, this is actually a great example of how good Paul E. Dangerously Heyman is as a commentator, because he starts going, why is Robert Gibson not here? And JR has to explain. It's almost like Paul Heyman knows, but he's asking so the answer could come for the audience, right? And then Paul Heyman also asks, why Tommy Rich though? Why is he picking Tommy Rich? Which is a valid question. And JR, he explains why, because he's like, oh, because Tommy Rich is a former world champion, and most importantly, Ricky Morton trusts Tommy Rich. That's why he's taking with it. Dude, that's all you need to do. AEW commentators should take note of this.
Gallagher would never do that.
Yeah, just have one person act stupid and ask like not stupid, but act like oblivious and ask these questions, and somebody answers, so the audience just knows right off the bat. We're all caught up to speed. By the way, this is the first time that I'm seeing for this show the elevated ramp, meaning it's like right up to the canvas to the ring, right? Do you like that, or do you like the no ramp?
I like no ramp.
Me too.
Ever since Jim Cornette explained that it prohibits his movement on the outside,
yeah,
I don't like it, because then I realize like there's so many spots that it looks nice, but like that ramp takes away a lot of spots.
Yeah, I actually never liked the ramp look ever, but that's another good point. You're right. It limits. You can't go to the other side. You got to fucking go around the entire ring to get to the other side.
Yeah,
that fucking sucks. But one cool thing about the ramp is you can do some fucking cool moves onto it. So there's even a point in this match where the Midnight Express, they do the rocket launcher on Ricky Morton on the ramp, off the top rope down to ramp. The crowd loves it. They go crazy for it. This is actually a very good match. It's a long match, but it's very good. I would say part of the reason why this match is so good is because of Ricky Morton. Ricky Morton is in like 95% of this match. He's just in there getting beaten on, selling like a baby face. Cornette is interfering a lot. And then Tommy Rich, he finally comes in. He finally gets a hot tag. And he's in there. And then the Southern Boys, I don't know if you guys remember the Southern Boys, Brad Armstrong and who's the other guy? Tracy Smothers, yeah. They're dressed up like Jim Cornette. They got the jacket on. They got the glasses on. Real glasses, by the way. Crimea River, all right? So, and they got the rackets, and they attack Jim Cornette.
And it's backstage being like, you shouldn't wear real glasses.
Yeah, you shouldn't wear real glasses. And then Brad Armstrong dressed up like Cornette and looked right into the camera, and he was like, these are real glasses. Crimea River. Anyways, the Southern Boys, they do cause enough of a distraction for Tommy Rich to somehow get Jim Cornette's racket and then hit Stan Lane in the back with it and cover him for the win. I enjoyed this opening match. I'm assuming this is actually
my second time watching it. I forget, somebody made me put this show on years ago, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good match, considering that Tommy Rich is in it, instead of Robert Gibson. Yeah, really fun opener. This is it for Jim Cornette in WCW. He gets into a fight with Ole or somebody, maybe Jim Herd, the next week, and him and Stan Lane quit, and that's it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why does Stan Lane quit?
To have, I guess, I don't know. It was something that they both didn't like. And Bobby, the only reason Bobby Eaton stayed, I think Bobby Eaton had a family and shit, so he couldn't like risk it.
That's interesting. Why what do you call it? Stan Lane would also quit, but I guess that's just loyalty, you know.
No, I think they do something to annoy Stan Lane too. I forget.
Oh,
I
they do
would
something
look
to
it
annoy
up, but
Stan Lane.
I'm like whatever. But like, yeah, this is it for the Midnight Express in WCW.
All right. All right, so we're gonna go right into match. Actually, before we go into match number 2, Tony Schiavone, he is with Sting, and they talk about the Black Scorpion, and he's cutting a promo on Scorpion and Sid, who's gonna be his opponent tonight. When all of a sudden, the Black Scorpion comes out. Are you scared, Ray?
Ooh.
All right, yeah.
Mm.
And Scorpion like talking, and he's like, I'm gonna give you a sample of some of my black magic. And he grabs this girl, like this random girl who's obviously a plant, and then they go on this thing and they put a curtain down, and it's like this box with a curtain, and then Sting tries to like go save her, and then like there's smoke, and then the curtain drops and they're not there. But then the Black Scorpion and this girl come running out from the other side of the stage, and they're just like, oh. And then Paul, Paul Heyman starts going crazy. He goes like, that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. I'm just like, and you know, he's acting scared. He's like, that ain't right. And he starts asking, what was that? What was that? And I was like, I have to answer for that. That is what we call bad acting. That's what that was. What did you think about this Black Scorpion segment with the magic and everything?
This was horrendous. This first of all, Sting comes out without the belt. Why is he out there without the belt? He looks like an idiot. Then the Black Scorpion is literally like behind him. He's literally like 2 feet from him, and he's just standing there. And then the Black Scorpion grabs this woman, goes behind the curtain, and like it's not even that good of a magic trick because it's supposed to be like because you could tell he ran backstage and then ran the other side, and Sting has to be like, "Whoa, what?"
Everybody has to act scared. Sting has to act confused. Paul
he just ran around the backstage area, and then like Sting then reacts, and dude, it made Sting look so fucking stupid. You know, Tony Khan said last week that Sting's best run is happening now in AEW, and people got mad. After seeing this segment, I will agree with Tony Khan because this segment alone makes his AEW run better than this WCW run. That was I've always heard how bad the Black Scorpion shit is. Man, it was bad. And here's my thing: if you can't pull this shit off, I think this is why the Undertaker got so over, because they're doing this mystical shit in WCW and it looks horrible because they don't know what they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. And the Undertaker comes out and all he does is a sit up, and it looks way better than any of this fucking hocus pocus bullshit.
Yeah. It'll be a couple of years before they start doing hocus pocus shit with Undertaker, like real hocus.
Yeah, but I mean, like just the Undertaker, just the way he moved in the ring is scarier and more intimidating than any of this Black Scorpion shit, and it's actually like. The way he no-selled and we'll see it next week at the Survivor Series 1990.
How long is this Black Scorpion shit gonna last?
It ends at Starrcade, but it was going on the TV shows in the Clash of the Champions since I think August.
Oh,
I heard some of the clashes. Well, it sounds atrocious, but we don't cover those. But it ends in 2 weeks at Starrcade.
Oh well, it is. Yeah, it's I guess we'll run into it. We got to move on, though. We got to go to match number 2. 2 guys I have not seen yet. Chris and Mark Youngblood, the Renegade Warriors. They're like a Native American group. Think of it like early Usos, you know, with all that fucking bright-colored face paint and shit. Versus the Fabulous Freebirds, which is Michael Hayes and Garvin, Jimmy Jam Garvin, with Little Richard Marley. Do you know anything about Little Richard Marley?
No, I think he's a jobber.
Yeah, he's a wrestler / manager, and he's like painted up like Sting. He's like a black guy dressed up like Sting. Anyways, in this match, the Renegade Warriors, by the way, they're supposed to be a Native American tag team, but they're wearing a lot of bright colors, and I believe they're really actually of like Hispanic origin. But anyway, there is a hot tag in this match, and nobody cares. It's like there's no reaction to this hot tag. I think this is the first time I've ever seen like a hot tag with like no reaction. And Little Richard allows enough of a distraction for the Freebirds to hit a DDT for the win. What did you think of match number 2?
It was really weird how it starts because Jim Ross is wishing death on the black guy, right? On Little Richard. He's like going in on Little Richard Marley, but what a scumbag he is. And he's not doing anything heelish. He's just walking through the. I thought he was like a Eugene character for the Freebirds because he's just like, yay, Freebirds. And Jim Ross like, he's a piece of shit. He's a scumbag. He's the scum of the earth. And the guy's not doing, and the guy's just standing there. And again, I think this is the second time where I think the guys we're supposed to boo him because he's black and he exists. Because he's not, because maybe he did stuff in the TV show, they're not showing it, and Jim Ross is going in on him, but he's not doing anything.
He was gonna do something, but the ramp got in the way, so he couldn't.
Yeah. No, and even he walks the ring, he just has this big smile on his face. He's like,
yeah, he seems like he's just really happy to be.
And Jim Ross is like, he's the devil. and even Paul Heyman's like, why are you getting this mad? You know? The match was pretty good for two guys that never went anywhere in life. The Freebirds. Well, Michael Hayes is still there. I'm talking about the Youngbloods, the fucking rock. What were they called?
They were called the Renegade Warriors. I thought this was like the Renegade was in it or something like that.
Oh no! He doesn't show up until 5 years from now. But I thought the Renegade. I thought it was pretty good.
That was all right. The Renegade Warriors. When you see them, you can totally tell there's nothing there for them.
Oh,
they're not in shape, nothing like that.
You want to hear a spoiler? This will probably maybe this will change by the time. Remember, we put this out Friday. But the original main event plan for All Out was CM Punk versus Ricky Starks.
Oh, this Sunday.
Yeah.
Poor Ricky, man. He got to get out of that company.
He does. He's got to go.
Ricky Starks needs to join
Judgment Day.
He needs to get the fuck out of that company.
By the way, let me just say something about fucking the fans. I remember when fans were so pissed that Finn was getting buried, that Finn was losing. Finn Balor deserves more. Now Finn Balor is like the centerpiece of Raw, and they complain there's too much Judgment Day. Are you okay?
No, I'm listening.
There's too much Judgment Day. Why does the Judgment Day have matches every week? It's like, bro, they listen to you. They push this guy. Now you're complaining. Shut the fuck up. I don't care.
There's no pleasing these fans.
I don't care. The Judgment Day has long segments on every Raw. All four of them are talented. I like if you're complaining about that. Finn Balor 2 years ago was losing to everyone.
Yeah. No, isn't it 5 of them now? Because isn't Jordan Devlin part of it?
I think there's something weird gonna happen with him at Payback. But
by the way, that Judgment Day storyline is pretty good too, with the tension between Damian Priest and Finn Balor, and you see what's his name, Jordan Devlin, kind of sowing the seeds a little bit and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great.
Finn Balor's been waiting
pleasing, some wrestling fans. And here's the thing: they'll complain all day long, but they'll still fucking watch.
Dude, Finn Balor's been waiting for this level of TV time for 9 fucking years. And let him enjoy it. You know? Because if he was if the Judgment Day all of a sudden starts losing to fucking Alpha Academy, you're gonna complain too. So the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This was a decent match for two losers that went nowhere. I'll give them that. I wonder what happened with them because they weren't that bad for scrubs.
I think I don't know what happened. Who cares?
They're seeing
Tony Schiavone
partners for All Out.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone. Yeah, actually, I heard they're gonna win the replacing because CM Punk and Jungle Boy not. They're actually gonna be at All Out.
Yeah, good. I could see Tony signing them.
Tony Schiavone, he is with the Horsemen. They cut a promo on Doom. and then they say they're gonna beat Doom and take the titles, and afterwards Sting is gonna take the title. Sid is gonna take the title from Sting, and we are gonna go to match number 3. It is for the U.S. Tag Titles. The Nasty Boys versus the U.S. Tag Champions, the Steiner Brothers. This is, if you're thinking this is gonna be a hard hitting match, that's exactly what it is. This is a hard hitting match.
Yes,
Lot of no punches being pulled in this one. There's even a moment. There's a lot of chair shots too. Like the ref's not looking. There's a lot of chair shots, and then there's this one where there is a vicious chair shot from Rick Steiner to the back of Jerry Sag's head. It's just like, it's blatant, just right to the back of his fucking head. He starts bleeding. Like, it's, I don't even know if it's at the back of his head. It's like more like the top of his head. And he starts bleeding and there's blood all over his face. And then the Scott Steiner, he hits like a very ugly looking Frankensteiner where fucking Jerry Sags once again just like fucking lands on his head. And then, but anyway, the Frankensteiner on Jerry Sags is what gets the Steiner brothers to win and retain. As soon as this is over, though, the Nasty Boys attack the Steiners right after the match, and they start beating on them. This is a rough match, right?
Yeah, I like this match a lot.
Oh, it's fun to watch. It's almost like a Gunther match. You just like watching these guys slap the shit and hit each other.
If you, by the way, if you're someone who thought the Nasty Boys had no talent or were out of shape, watch this match because these guys fucking put the work in. I was thinking actually, AEW could benefit from a Nasty Boys inspired tag team, like two guys who are just like, we're grimy, we're gritty, we're gonna brawl, we're not here to fucking have 5 stars. Let's fucking go. And
I think every promotion should have a tag team like this.
Dude, the Nasty Boys, eventually, are they no good? Yes. That's not 1990. October 1990, they can fucking go. And the Steiners can fucking go. And this is one of my favorite matches of 1990.
It's a good match. Yeah. Afterwards, Tony Schiavone, he is with Scott's. So afterwards, the match, the Nasty Boys attack the Steiners, and they like really injure Rick Steiner. So Tony Schiavone is afterward. He's with Scott Steiner, and Scott Steiner starts cutting a promo on the Nasty Boys and saying how this isn't over. You hurt my brother. When all of a sudden, this guy, who's like a concession stand guy, he just kind of goes up to like that platform where they get interviewed. Mm-hmm. So it's very odd. And Scott Steiner just like looking at him. It turns out it's Jerry Sags. And he attacks Scott Steiner some more. And they beat the crap out of him. And they get on the mic and they say, we're not scared of you. We're not scared of you, Steiners. Not like these other tag teams. We're not scared of you. The war has just begun. I like this segment. It was great. You could. This is like a rivalry or matchup that it should not be settled in one match. You know.
I don't think it wasn't settled for years because they go to WWF like 2 months later. So.
Who does? Nasty
Boys, yeah.
I liked them in WWF. They were good.
They're good too. Yeah.
I love them.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why. Listen, like their match at WrestleMania 7, Bret Hart put that on his DVD, and Bret Hart said once, "There's a reason why our last match we jobbed to the Nasty Boys." So, like, they're good. They're not as bad as everybody says. Are they the best? No, they don't need to be the best. Not everybody.
People say they're bad.
Yeah, people have said they're bad for years. When I first got on the internet in 2000. People like use them as an example of like terrible workers. And they're out of their fucking mind.
They're out of their mind. I've never heard that before. But then I don't really.
To be fair though, Brian Knobbs in 2000 gets when he's he's wrestling singles on Nitro. That he does get a little bad back then.
Oh, okay. Actually, okay. When they're in like the 2000 in WCW, even to like when they go to like Impact Wrestling years later, they're bad, but that's because they're really old at that point. Yeah. You know? I'm talking about like prime Nasty Boys. If you're looking, do you guys understand that not every wrestler needs to be like a technician? You know, not every wrestler needs to be a high flyer. Not every wrestler needs to be a technical genius, mat wrestler. That's what makes wrestling good. When you have like the high flyer, the luchador style guy, you have the technician, and you have the guy who does just like the kicking. That's like saying these are the same people who would say John Moxley's a good wrestler, and all he does is the same style, though. You know, whatever, those losers. Anyway, speaking of losers. Our next match, Ric Flair and Arn Anderson for the WCW tag titles. This is Flair and Arn versus the tag champions Doom. Now, if you guys are wondering, this is so stupid. They're having 2 back-to-back tag team championship matches. In the real pay-per-view, they had that Moondog Rex and Junkyard Dog match.
I didn't think it was stupid. I thought, but I could see how some fans would. I thought it was like, oh, cool, keep the action going. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ron Simmons, he gets worked on for most of this match, and this match ends in a double countout, and they keep fighting on. It's just stupid. It's a stupid match that ends.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I don't like matches that I don't like. When I look at a match, if it has a shitty ending, it ruins the entire match for me. Because it's like watching a movie.
Well, I think they didn't want Ric Flair to lose. They didn't want Doom to lose, so they did it. So they wanted to keep it going, so they did this.
Then I think this is.
And if you think about every other match on this card has someone gets pinned, so they're like, we want to keep this. We don't want to settle this yet.
I guess I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I see. I think I understand sometimes if like they want to keep it going, you got to do like a weird finish, and like as long as like every other match has a clean finish, I'm okay with that. You know,
I understand that reasoning, and that's why we do see stuff like double counts all the time. But at the same time, you watch the Steiners versus the Nasty Boys, and the Steiners pin the Nasty Boys, and they could keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I know, but Ric Flair's not going to let Doom pin. So
of course not. That's why this is stupid.
Yeah,
he let his ego get in the way.
But I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a heel versus heel match that actually worked. They never work, but for some reason it worked here. I didn't hate it. You know, I liked it. Was it as good as Nasty Boy-Steiner's? No, but nothing was going to be as good as that. So.
You know who looks great in this? And I'm like, man, how did this guy like never really take off? Butch Reed.
Maybe right? As we get closer. Remember, there's some WCW shows I've never seen even a second of. So maybe we'll find out as we get closer to his.
Yeah. Butch Reed is really, I like the more I watch him,
he's good.
Like, I want to see more of this guy. And why did this guy not like ever take off? You know,
he was supposed to get the Intercontinental title from the Honky Tonk Man. And then they gave it to Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, because he's got like a great look and everything. And I was like, why didn't Junior bring him back? You know, and stuff.
He must have done something. He must have said something.
Oh, actually, I'm just reading it right now. So there was a time when he was in WWF. He was like, he was in a feud with Honky Tonk Man, and he wanted to use real glass. And Vince McMahon said, "Don't use real glass," and this fucking guy did. And then, anyway,
Cry me a river.
Cry me a river. You're never allowed back. Anyway, this part was very interesting. We got Stan Hansen from All Japan Pro Wrestling fame. Stan Hansen, he's got tobacco juice just fucking like dripping down his bare chest. He's got like big wads of tobacco hanging from his mouth, and he's holding up a little pumpkin. He starts spitting at the pumpkin. Oh, he's so disgusting. I don't even know what he's talking about. He's just despicable. He's clearly doing this to make you turn disgust. And let me tell you,
that's his thing. That's his thing.
He knocks it out of the park. I was revolted watching this match. Ugh. Anyway, this is going to lead to match number 5. It's for the U.S. title. Stan Hansen versus the U.S. champion Lex Luger. Anything you want to say before we get into it?
No, I don't know what you want me to say. But
I know you look like you were about to say something. So.
No, I'm good.
So in this match, Hansen's like rough. He like hits the referee, and the referee goes down, and Stan Spivey comes down, and while the ref's out, like he fucking throws Stan Hansen the cowbell. You know, that's his that's his Stan Hansen's gimmick.
Choice,
yeah, but before Hansen, like he can't capitalize on anyway though, because Luger, he gets the best of it. And he gets rid of the fucking cowbell and stuff, but it doesn't matter. Because Stan Hansen hits the fucking lariat on Lex Luger for basically the clean victory. The fans are booing at this. It is a surprise. I was actually surprised by this too. And that, Stan Hansen beat Lex Luger clean with a lariat. But this, I think, further kind of goes with the saying of they really did not like Lex Luger. They just didn't like. I don't know. There's something about WCW. They did not like Lex Luger.
They like to make him look like an idiot over and over again. Like if you're gonna, it's kind of like it's I like the match, but it's kind of like this. If you're gonna have Dan Spivey throw that in, just have Stan Hansen beat Lex like that because Stan Hansen.
What's the point of throwing it in?
Stan Hansen in 1990, dude. Even in 1990, I thought he was like old. I thought that's like, oh, that's like an old wrestler. So for him to beat Luger clean, Stan Hansen's a wrestler, kind of like Terry Funk, except I like Terry Funk more. So for him to beat Lex clean was very not good for me.
It was very surprising. It was very weird.
If you just look at it as a match and you don't care about like if you just see the match, it's fine. It's a good match. But yeah, Stan Hansen winning. I don't know if that was the right choice. I don't really. Stan Hansen's he's a weird case because he was so over in Japan, and if you think about it, nothing about him you would assume would appeal to Japanese, but he was so much more over in Japan than in America. It's fucking crazy.
I think the Western like cowboy.
I think him playing up the ugly American angle.
Yeah, people like that, and actually, I agree with you. This match was a fun match to watch because you see Lex Luger fighting a different type of wrestler. Because Hansen's like a brawling guy, and he's disgusting. And actually, the ending was cool because I was not expecting it, So it was very surprising. Good stuff. Tony Schiavone, he is with Teddy Long, Theodore Long, and he's, by the way, did you see the Doom shirt he's wearing? That's a great Doom shirt.
I know. I'd love
it. Yeah, it's so cool. I tried looking it up. You can't really find it. But Teddy Long is cutting a promo. He even says, "Homie, don't play that." I think because
Living Color was hot back then. Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, "Doom is the best tag team. Homie, don't play that." Jim Ross and Paul E. Dangerously, they're with Missy Hyatt, and she says for the main event, she says Sid's going to win. We're gonna go right into our main event. This is our last match. Match number 6 for the world title: Sid versus the champion Sting. During this match, the Horsemen arrive, and Sting and Sid, they kind of like they leave through the crowd, and they come back to the ring, and then Sting picks Sid up for like a body slam, but then like Sid reverses it, and then like he falls on top of Sting for the cover, and that was it, the win. And Sting starts running out. Everyone's like, "What the fuck? Sid just win?" And then a Sting comes running back to the ring. He's got like ropes hanging from his wrist, and he's just like, "No!" And then like he starts attacking Sid right away. Remember when Sid pinned Sting, they rang the bell, balloons fell, like the match is over. But then Sting comes back in. They don't ring the bell to restart the match or anything. He just comes in, starts beating on Sid, and then he does a Stinger splash, and he wins, and he gets the title back right away. And you don't kind of understand what happened. It's a very crazy ending, but then they show you a replay where they show that there's actually 2 Stings, and the first Sting who got pinned was actually a fake Sting.
It's Barry Windham.
It was Barry Windham. What did you think?
So when I was a kid, I got you know how people go like the wrestling media is not biased against WWE, right?
Yeah,
they always were. When I was a kid, I got an issue of The Wrestler, and on the cover was Barry Windham dressed like Sting. And the article goes into this big detail about how the Horsemen planned this for 2 months. Barry Windham studied Sting's moves. They had Sting tied up in the back. A stagehand untied Sting. Sting ran to the ring. So when I'm reading all this, I thought it happened on TV. And I'm like, wow, this is a really clever storyline. You know what I mean? Like that's a really clever way to like do a fake out ending. And that none of that comes across on TV. None of that comes across. Like they make the wrestling magazine makes this match sound so like exciting and like all these twists and turns, and Sting then exposes the Horsemen and the Horsemen get fined. I wish I loved the magazine because they make this match sound incredible, right? And none of that, like Sting's like kind of holding on the rope, but Jim Ross, like, he was tied up in the back.
Like, there's no way the fans know it. We're just like,
there's no way for the fans know. they made it sound like Sting announces to the fans, like there's two, like they have both. They should have a thing where they're both in the ring and they're both like looking at each other.
Yes,
Sid pinned them.
like the Spider-Man thing. Yeah,
Yeah, they did it so fucking shitty. And it's so funny because the wrestling magazine, remember those magazines? They want you to like WCW and AWA and all the other companies more than WWF because WWF wouldn't give them access, the black and white magazines. They were working overtime to make this main event sound like it was the main event of the year. And while it's a good match and the finish is a smart idea, the execution was horrendous. And nothing that magazine said even happens on TV.
Well said. I couldn't agree more, man. Well said, for real.
But the work, hey, listen, Sting and Sid, they're both like, younger guys. They're newer in the business. Everyone says Sid can't work. The work between the two of them wasn't bad.
No, and it's actually refreshing seeing someone not Ric Flair in the main event. Mm-hmm. And seeing Ric Flair in a tag match is kind of fun. I would say if you have Peacock, and you're bored, this is a pay-per-view that's worth watching. It's a very quick 2-hour watch, and you do see some matchups that you really will never ever get kind of ever again or something.
Well, you're not.
Some matches they're not amazing matches.
Well, you still can see Sting versus Sid Vicious. Tony Khan is a mark. So
yeah, and the Steiner's match is pretty good. Stuff like that.
Maybe Giselle Shaw will bring in the Nasty Boys to take out Rick Steiner's. You can see that.
Yeah. I heard he tried to apologize to her.
Well, she doesn't want. She doesn't want an apology. She wants to be like Rick Steiner was mean. She doesn't actually want to talk it out.
You know what? Yeah,
she doesn't need to listen to him.
She doesn't.
Because
she really doesn't.
I think we all know he doesn't really mean he's never gonna be okay with her being a man at one point.
He's only apologizing to get the heat off.
To get his way. Yeah, he doesn't really mean it. He's not. Yeah, we all know that. We all know what type of guy. You think? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so great. You used to be a guy. It's never gonna happen.
So. No.
So.
What? Rick Steiner wants to be involved in Braun Breaker's storyline in NXT, and he knows he's got to fucking do something like this to fucking get back into good graces.
Good for her, but also good for her. All right, that's it. Halloween Havoc, not a bad show. Okay, so let's break down the next 4 weeks. Next week we got Survivor Series 1990. It's the debut of The Undertaker. Then we have Starrcade 90, where it's the Black Scorpion versus Sting. Then we have Royal Rumble 91. We're already in 91, which is Sergeant Slaughter versus Ultimate Warrior. And then we have Wrestle War 91, which is the Four Horsemen versus the Dudes with Attitudes. And War Games, or Blood and Guts, whatever you want to call it. Andrew Lee, what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, there's actually a couple of things I would be interested in. Definitely not War Games. I'm not interested in that. But Royal Rumble, of course. I love the Royal Rumble. Can't wait to looking forward to watching that. And obviously the Undertaker's debut. So I always watch that match, but I've never watched the complete Survivor Series pay-per-view. So I'm interested in that. Have you watched the entire pay-per-view?
Oh, I used to watch it all the time.
Oh, okay.
That Christmas, it came out to rent. That Christmas, the week between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I think I watched that because I rented it. I watched 3 or 4 times. Just that Christmas 1990 alone. So it used to be one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching that. And I won't lie to you. Now that I've seen Halloween Havoc 1990 and seen this Black Scorpion, I am very curious to watch this match because I want to see how bad it's gonna be. Like, I want to know what kind of hocus pocus shit they're gonna do. I'm actually looking forward to that.
It's gonna be an interesting 4 weeks. I like the fact I'll say this though. I noticed this and I didn't notice it before. Jim Ross was already trying to make Starrcade sound like WrestleMania. The granddaddy of them all. He was the first person to do that. Before they were just Starrcade's next. But Jim Ross is really trying to make it sound like this is a big deal. Which they should have kept doing. I mean, they didn't book like it was a big deal, but
no, I never got the sense that was their WrestleMania.
But he's trying because I think he knows this could be our WrestleMania. We have to, but they don't fucking. They don't fucking do it. All right, guys. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe. Please like and comment. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Ray Goots, and on TikTok, Ray Goots Comedy. And next week, The Undertaker is finally here at Survivor Series 1990. And we'll see. And I'm sure CM Punk will have beaten up 5 more people. He'll probably kick the shit out of Britt Baker. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
Next time. Thank you so much, Andrew Libro. Talk to you guys next week.